What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Risky Ryan Trades. Today I got a real good one. PayPal is on my radar. PayPal is gearing up for a big week, I'm pretty sure. And I'm going to be putting my own money into this trade. This will be my big trade of the week. And so let's, before we dive into what I'm seeing, where I'm setting my stop loss, what my profit target is, all that good stuff, just a quick disclaimer, this is not financial advice. Trading is risky. Trade at your own risk. And this is for entertainment purposes only. You cannot sue me. Okay. PayPal. So let's take a look at the Gann analysis first. I have it up here on the screen. As you can see, we're in a downtrend. We're in a downtrend. So the overall trend is down, okay? So this is not like me buying it and then I plan on just holding it forever and it's just going to go up and I think it's just never going to... No, I think that we have a really good week ahead of us and then we may come back down to test the Gann again, something like that. That's kind of what I'm predicting here. However, you can see that it went through the Gann, touched this level, rejected, confirmed over the Gann. Right here, it went back down to confirm it. There were no sellers. It pushed back up. These wicks are price rejections. And now we're moving higher. The chart that I see on TradingView is slightly different than what I'm seeing on my brokerage account. The brokerage account does not have this gravestone candle. It looks a little bit more bullish. But this isn't the only reason why I'm bullish on the stock. This is just telling me that we do have some pretty solid supports down below and that my risk is not too bad. If you were to buy in right here, 59.74, set your stop loss right here, 50, we'll call it 56.99. That's like a $2.50 risk, and I'm looking for at least $62, maybe more. So that's almost a 1-to-1. However, when you have this much confluence, I'm okay with a little 1-to-1. And I may be setting, my first position stop loss down here, my second stop loss a little bit higher. So it's going to be a little bit more complicated of a trade. But let me show you these other indicators that I'm seeing, why I'm so confident in this trade. So what we're seeing here, first thing that I want to point out is the MACD. This downtrend is losing steam, and we're about to have a MACD crossover under the 0 point. That's a good sign. That tells me that on the daily chart, this move is over and we're ready for a little bounce. Now, getting over this level is what I want to see first, and this is about $60. So I'm front running this trade a little bit just because the risk ratio, I feel good about it. We're back up over the moving average. We have this crossover, and you see this SAR parabolic. This kind of tells you if it's an uptrend, when an uptrend starts, when it stops, and where to put a good stop loss. You can see we have our first dot right here. So if you were to go according to SAR, this is where you would put your stop loss. And this is where, I do currently have a slight position on. I've taken a bit of a bloodbath in this stock. However, it's telling me that maybe when I got stopped out here, it was a little premature. And we might be getting some more gains in the future. So this is what I'm going to be doing. I have my first of 3 phases of my trade already on. At the market open, I'm going to be, I have a half of my first third of a position. So I'm going to be completing that at market open. I'm going to buy, the amount of shares, and then I'm going to keep a close eye on it. If I can get a little better price, like if I see a wick come down to like 59.24, I'll pick up a little bit more. And the first stop loss is going to be right here, and my second stop loss is going to be 50, we'll call it 58.49. That'll be my second stop loss. I'm going to be, if this looks solid in the morning, like if it gets past me, I'm just going to put on my trade, and I'm going to have at least, just to give you hard numbers, my account isn't some extraordinary account like you see on YouTube, but I'm going to be putting $1,000 of my own dollars into this trade at minimum. And my profit target is right here at 62.50. And you can see here on TradingView, the arc is right around, if it doesn't go up in a straight line, 62.50. So the Fibonacci's are telling me 62.50. The arc is telling me 62.50. So that, and if we break over this, this little pop right here, that would be very bullish. And that might indicate a much stronger move. We might even move through it. However, you can see here at about, let's take a look at this right here. So there was a little fight at 62. So $62, $62.50, that's about where I think this thing is going to, it's shooting for. That's what it's trying to get to right now. And if it can clear this $60.50 mark, roughly, we're heading to 62. One other thing I want to show you. So you could see the SAR parabolics, like for instance, if you were to have taken this candle right here. So we have a confluence of the MACD back on June 3rd-ish, June 4th, and you have your first SAR parabolic candle right here. So if you were to have taken this trade at 63.37, 63.37, and then you were to get out once this formed, you would have lost 3%. So I'm not going to be waiting for that, because you have a MACD crossover right here at that same time. I'm not going to be waiting for that. What's going to happen, and from what I can see, is whenever these trends change, there's usually one real good candle that forms, like one really good candle. And what I'm hoping to see this week in the next 5 days is one really solid candle that busts through and gets me to that 62 point. And it's at that point I'm going to go more granular. I'm going to go to the 4-hour chart, because you could see here we had, like here's the MACD, or hold on, let's go to it was June 4th, right? So June 4th we had our daily MACD crossover. And if you moved your stop loss, you get this big green candle and you move your stop loss along with this on the 4-hour, you would have exited up here at 66.94, not, down here for a loss. So what I'm going to be looking for is one good solid green candle. I'm going to flip to the 4-hour chart, and I'm going to use the 4-hour chart, or maybe even the 1-hour chart, to set my stop loss. And I'm going to take my gains. I'm only looking to get 2 or 3% out of this move. It's not going to be some, maybe even 1%. I'm not looking to get some crazy amount of profit out of this trade, because I do see that we're in a downtrend, and you have to take into account the overall picture. And if we look on the weekly, hold on. If we look on the weekly, you can see it looks like we're just at the beginnings of a downtrend on the weekly. So really this is just a bounce recovery that I'm looking to get. And if you look on the daily, earnings is not until the end of the month. So what I'm hoping for, and I told this on a previous video, if we're lucky, we'll get a nice push to earnings, to front run earnings. If we do, if my stop losses never hit and we get to earnings, I'll have to update you on what I'm seeing. I would love to hold my shares through earnings, but part of me thinks that I'm going to, book some profit and maybe hold half of my position and then watch very closely right when earnings is announced. If I see, a significant drop that breaks certain levels, then I'm going to be running for the exits and hoping maybe to get back in when it comes back down to this GAN level. So PayPal, that is my pick of the week. I'll be getting in, setting a stop loss right around 56.99. And I'm looking for one really good solid green candle that pushes it up to the $62 level. And hopefully we see some strength. Hopefully we see some strength and gets us into the arc. If we can get into the arc, I'll be able to tighten my stop loss up quite a bit because this will serve as support. So make sure you stay tuned, hit subscribe if you want to follow me on this trade. Thank you so much to my first subscribers. I have 7, which doesn't sound like a lot, but that's, 7 more than I had last week. So I do want to thank you guys. Suzuki, I want to thank you for becoming a subscriber. And, everybody else that has commented, Rusty, Algo Snipers. Thank you so much. Be sure to hit that subscribe, hit the like, comment if you want me to take a look at your stock. I'm taking requests. I'm still growing my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to check out my other videos that I'm about to release. I do have, some updates on some other stocks, the S&P 500, etc., etc. So be sure to check those out, and I'll catch you on the next one.